the lime in it.
You don't like the jalapeno lime bitters?
No.
All right, guys. So we've waited. I actually let this sit overnight. You can wait as very little as maybe 4 hours. Look at all that orange oil and lemon oil has infused into the sugar. And the great thing is, remember that we labeled it, right? 70 grams of peels to 225 grams of sugar. So let's finish this and make this into a really nice simple syrup, or an Oleo Saccharum syrup. We're gonna use our scale, just have some water that we brought to a boil. We're gonna measure out the same weight of water that we did with sugar, so that it is a perfect 1-to-1 syrup, or ratio of sugar to water. 225. Okay, so we're just gonna cut a little hole, enough for us to put a funnel in there to catch all this water that I just brought to a boil. This is boiling water, so please be careful. Don't burn yourself. This is the same as making just a regular simple syrup in your house, where you take a cup of water and a cup of sugar. The thing is that by weighing out the ingredients, we're just being really exact on the sweetness of our syrup. Now, with Oleo Saccharum though, what have we added? Some really great flavor and aroma from the citrus oils of the peels. And what this is also doing really well is getting all the sugary bits off of the peels and making sure that it is infused with our simple syrup. Let that sit right there. And then all we have to do is grab a strainer. I'll be right back. You know, a lot of what we do as professional bartenders is just strain stuff all the time. Sugar is pretty much all dissolved. And then let's go ahead and pour it through. Let it strain out. But for 225 grams of sugar and 225 grams of water, we get just about between 12 and 14 ounces of syrup. Look at that appearance. And that all that beautiful color, that is from just the natural oils of the orange and lemon peels that we use to make that Oleo Saccharum. Basically what that is then is our sweet component for making cocktails. Or even when you just want to make lemonade, right? Or orangeade or grapefruitade. You can use any peels that you want and use any sugar that you want. But as we think about cocktails and that 2-1-1 ratio of 2 parts of some spirit, 1 part of something sweet, your Oleo Saccharum, and 1 part of something sour. Label, label, label. You can fall into the trap of getting really excited, creating something, putting it away in the refrigerator, but then forgetting about it, and then you have something where a game that my wife and I like to play about every 3 months is us going through a refrigerator, pulling things out, and her saying, what is this? Is it safe? And are we keeping it or are we throwing it out? And if you don't label it, you're playing this game of, I think. So I'm gonna put the date, and this is orange and lemon Oleo. Maybe give yourself an expiration date for this. I'd probably say for an Oleo Saccharum or any kind of infused syrup that you're doing, probably give yourself 2 to 3 weeks. Utilize some kind of top. You can be as fancy as this. Just try to make sure that it's airtight. That way the oxygen can't get into it and affect the flavor profile, as well as contribute to it going bad quicker. We're gonna take that Oleo Saccharum, that really beautiful citrus oil infused syrup, and let's make a cocktail, right? Let's do a drink called a Fitzgerald. This is our bar director, Jason Graham's favorite drink. And remember what I say about juice, right? Fresh is best. And like I said, each lemon or lime equals about 1 to 2 drinks. Remember, we're gonna hold on to these juiced husks. And we're gonna follow the basic ratio of 2-1-1. 2 parts of some kind of spirit, 1 part of something sweet, and 1 part of something sour, our fresh juice. 1 part. And see, this will probably be 1.5 drinks worth. And then we're going to measure out 1 part of our beautiful Oleo Saccharum, or our simple syrup, and then 2 parts of our spirit, which is gin. A lot of times people will ask me, what's the best gin to use? The one that you like, right? We're going to grab our ice, and we're gonna also prep this is called a coupe glass. We're gonna prep that, and we're gonna let that chill. Sometimes you'll see in bars, they'll keep the glasses in the refrigerator so they're nice and cold, because we're going to put a lot of effort into shaking our drink. We want this to be nice and cold so that when we put our nice and cold beverage in there, it's gonna stay cold. So we have our cocktail built in an empty glass, and then we have our ice in another one. That way, in case you ever get distracted, my daughter's coloring right now in the other room, and at any moment in time, she might ask me for help for something. So as long as these are two are separate, the drink isn't going to be over diluted or over watered down. A little bit off centered, give it a nice little wrap, test it, and go and shake. And then remember to smile at whoever you're making this drink for, because it's gonna be really delicious. And then we're gonna dump our now chilled glass, and we're gonna double strain. Look at that, that's really beautiful, frothy, aerated cocktail. And the things that because we're double straining, we're catching all those little bits and pieces of ice that would continue to melt and water our drink down. But we have the perfect dilution rate for our cocktail. One key is that you should always taste it before you serve it to your friends and family. Oh, that's so good. Look at that really beautiful appearance of that drink.
So good.
One thing that you can do is use bitters, because I'll keep referring to this kind of palate wheel, right, of the things that you can taste, right? Sweet, sour, salty, bitter, and savory. But one thing is bitters. Angostura bitters, Peychaud bitters. This one is just aromatic bitters from some friends that I got out in Utah. And so if you notice that your drink is too sweet or too sour, a couple drops of bitters will help balance that out. The thing is, now that you know about bitters, next time you go into your liquor store, that little area where all the bitters are that you've walked past a million times, you're like, oh my God, there it is. I totally forgot. I get so excited when I make drinks. Let's talk about peels. Remember, that exterior bumpy side, that's where the oils are. See this part, there's a little bit of white. That was a good peel, but you can see there's a little bit of white. That's called pith. That's not good to express peels. That's actually bitter. But the exterior, the oils are in there and they're flammable actually. So if you have the white pith part facing up and the good oily part facing in the drink, just face that, squeeze it like, say like a hot dog bun, and just squeeze that, and you'll actually see the oils expressed onto the drink. Rub the exterior where all those great oils are, rub that on the outside of your glass. You have all those oils expressed onto the drink. Wow, that really brought that drink just like way up in level of complexity, flavor, and aroma. Oh, even better. Awesome. So one thing we love to do at Congress Street Up is to also make cocktails for people that don't want alcohol. But let's take that great Oleo Saccharum and let's make them the best lemonade they've ever had. We have a nice little glass. This is a footed Collins glass. We're gonna have that start chilling. As opposed to that 2-1-1 ratio of 2 parts of spirit with 1 part of sour and 1 part of something sweet, take that 2 parts of spirit, right? Make that water, right? And then like that Fitzgerald, how we were shaking it, we're trying to dilute that drink. That probably adds another 1 to 2 parts of water. So that would bring our water part for our lemonade up to 4 parts for this lemonade. But let's step it up. Let's make it a fizzy lemonade, right? Let's make a lemon soda. So remember, still 2 parts of some kind of liquid. Let's make that water. And then figure if we shook it, it'd be another 2 parts. So 4 parts of soda water, right? 1 part of sweet, our great Oleo Saccharum, and then 1 part of something sour. So we're gonna measure 1 part of sour. We're gonna make lemonade, so we need lemon juice. Then 1 part of our sweet. Liquid. This is ice cold water. My little one always says, as you can see using the soda stream, my little one always says that it's not done unless it toots. So that first one was 2 parts of our spirit, right? But we're not making an alcoholic drink. And then that other 2 parts was the kind of water that we would get from shaking it from dilution. This kind of just helps incorporate it without losing all those great soda bubbles. Ooh, that's great. Take a little lemon peel, express that over. Oh, that's a great lemonade. And really, this is just that 2-1-1, it's just a starting point for you. If you like your drink a little bit more sweet, use a little bit more of the sweet. If you like a little bit more sour, use a little bit of more of the sour. Remember how we talked about that flavor wheel, right? Sweet, sour, salty, bitter, and savory. That bitter is a great way to balance out the sweet, the sour, the salty, and the savory. So right here from my friends in Utah that got me, this is a habanero lime bitters, right? From Bitters Lab out in Utah. And I'm just gonna add a little bit of spice to it. So bitters is a great way to season the cocktail, or just to add that just little extra depth of flavor to the drink. Oh man, so good. That is so good. Eleanor, you want to drink some lemonade? Okay. Oh, Eleanor, so what do you think of this lemonade? How good is it?
Good and sour.
Cheers.
Sweet.
Sweet, oh yeah. Sweet, sour, and there's a little bit of jalapeno lime in there.
I don't like the wine in it.
You don't like the jalapeno lime bitters?
No.
But you like the other thing, right?